Okay, I think we are live now. Hello, do we have anybody right now? Okay, I think we are. Anyway, this is our first live stream of our scanner, and right now it's the start of another glorious day, Monday, March 23. And for anybody who is interested in trading, we need a good scanner, and that scanner can help us identify good stocks for trading. And right here we have our scanner that I built and built it from scratch and made it. Hi Raghu, I saw your message. Um, awesome, awesome. It's good to have you guys, Jordan and Marsha and Raghu. And yeah, hey Raghu, I am not appearing on this live stream, so I just have the app running, and I will be going through the features of the app and what it tells us and what we can, how we can use it. So yeah, right now I don't have a camera on me. Okay, so uh, if you can see right now, we have two windows here. This one here on the right is our main scanner where we have our alerts. And this is going to tell you what's going on in the market. So right now, above here, we can see all the tickers that the scanner is getting alerts for. And here at the bottom, we see all of the different alerts, mostly, basically every minute we get alerts for different tickers. So right now we're getting tickers for Kava, Booking, um, and um, Raghu, you said no, it's not live. Are you watching an older? Um, I don't know if you're watching an older uh, test that I did, but we are broadcasting um, live now. So anyway, in here we have the different tickers, and at the bottom we have the different stocks and their different alerts. As you can see here, it tells you the different kinds of alerts that we're getting, and basically we can pick any one of these stocks, and it will give us a drill down on that specific ticker. And if you notice, this APGE is one of the morning gappers, meaning it's up 16% today, and it's up $10.55. And in here is the narrative of this ticker, and it's giving us a lot of details, and it's giving us a lot of information about this specific ticker and the alerts associated with it. The problem with some scanners that's available is that some many of them are very simple, and they are just simple rule based, and then they will just tell you that the ticker, for example, reached a certain price, and that is very simple. The problem with that is that during the day, after you've heard so many alerts, you don't know what a new alert means because you cannot relate it to what happened before, because by then you would have forgotten it, right? So this alert gives you here a story, and it gives you a complete picture throughout the day what the ticker has been doing. So we'll see that. And then above here are the tickers in play. And the tickers in play tells us which tickers are very noticeable or remarkable for today. So these are some of the tickers that we're going to be paying attention to: APGE and ARM, ARM Holdings. Above here are emerging market stories. And emerging market stories, it will tell us, for example, this AM80 applied materials. It's more of like more instantaneous than the tickers in play. The tickers in play is more general. What's happening for this ticker for this day. But this one is specifically telling us that right now, AM80 is bullish, and it's confirmed. It's telling us that it is leading a four-stock surge. And it tells us also that we should watch it. And alerts are all aligned, meaning they are not conflicting with each other. Sometimes we get a lot of alerts that conflict with each other. And then if you see this one, these are our toast notifications. It's telling us that a new entry has been entered here in the notification. And then it tells us the different market stories that have appeared recently. Okay. So all of this together work together to give you a good idea. For example, this thing over here is a mini map. It shows you the graphs of the different tickers, which if we blow up, we can blow up here is actually this screen here. So okay, so in here is our graph, and in the graph we can actually see APGE, which we were looking at earlier. And in here we can see that APGE is indeed very high today. It's up 17.63%. And the good thing about this graph is that it actually puts all of the tickers we're watching side by side, all in one graph. And so you can compare. And obviously, if two tickers have different prices, you cannot just put them in the same graph because it wouldn't really mean anything because they are on different scales. The tickers here are graphed according to their percentage change from the previous day, from the previous close. So you can actually compare them meaningfully, and the graphs are actually proportional to each other. So if we look in a little bit more, we can see, for example, we can compare the performance of AU compared to ALB. This is Albemarle. And then you can compare it with Kava and so on and so forth. And then at the bottom, you can see the volume histogram. Let me know, guys, in the chat if you have any questions. Uh, so, and then the one over here to the right shows us all the tickers, and it tells us the percentage change in some statistics here that are important for traders to know. ATR, which is the average true range, the relative volume, the gap, and so on and so forth. Um, there are a lot of features here, but I don't think I can go through all of them right now. So maybe we'll see what's going on in the market and then we'll discover what the features are as we go on. So let's look in here first. Okay. Ali, this is Alibaba and it's bullish right now. So if we go here and look at Alibaba, okay. So it is indeed looking bullish because Alibaba is up 2.03% from the previous close. And this line here and this line here, this is the VWAP. That's the volume weighted average price. And this one here is the EMA9. That's the exponential moving average for 9 days. And you can see the price action here of Alibaba, and it is riding on top of these two graphs or curves, which means that it is above these two benchmarks. And normally that is a good thing because that's what traders look for. They want to see that the ticker is trading above these benchmarks and then they become bullish. Otherwise, you can short the stock. So Baba is really looking good. And right now we are on the 1 minute candlesticks. So each one of these represents 1 minute. And so far, in the last 2 minutes, it's been up. That's why it's green. So, so you can see here at 9:36 a.m. and it went up big and then kind of went sideways and then went up again and then went sideways and then went up again. And it went down. So this is the first time we've gotten kind of like a sizable down candle, but now it's going up again. So maybe it's consolidating a little bit, going sideways, but it can potentially go up again. And in that case, that could be our signal that that's the time to buy. And indeed, we have this. So we're just looking for it to go up a little bit more, and maybe that is a good time to buy when we get to that point. The other thing that is really good with having a scanner is we can do some really cool things. Um, we can do some pretty cool things. Like, for example, in here, this button here will generate a report for all of the tickers that you're watching. Right now, there are 208 tickers that the scanner is looking at. But right now, we have only 52 active alerts so far. So that means the other tickers are not so very active, or at least no remarkable events are happening with them for the moment. But what this does is that it will generate a PDF file for us that we can download, and then we can now feed that to AI. So that wouldn't that be interesting? So let's do that so that we can have a good read on the market today. So let's print and save this to a PDF. Okay, it generated the PDF file. So now I'm gonna go bring in let's bring in Claude, and we will drop this PDF file into Claude. And now we will ask Claude what does he think about this report. And it's really cool because what Claude does is that he processes the entire report and gives us a really good summary of some things that might be worth looking at. So it says here, looking at this morning's scan data, okay, here's his read. The top long candidates, AGI, AU, CVNA, that's Carvana, I'm sorry, that's Carvana. Um, Salesforce, that's CRM, and Delta Airlines. Yeah, these are good candidates for long today. And there are also top short candidates: Celsius, Costco, Coterra, and CNR. And also other notable observations are the metals. Boyle is the natural gas leverage TTF. CYN, Bitminer, are good. So that's another layer that of processing that we can do. when we are trading, and that is to use AI. And many times I will drop into Claude a graph of a stock and ask him to identify where's the support and resistance. And that works out very well. All right, so here, let's take a look now. It says here, ConocoPhillips says act now. It's consolidating. It is leading a three-stock decline, Chevron and Coterra, and it's bearish. It has four consecutive new lows. That's interesting. So if we go here and then look at ConocoPhillips, COP, okay, it's all the way, oops, it's all the way down here. Okay, our our alert, our scanner can actually recognize patterns. It doesn't just tell you it it broke a certain price, or either it went up higher or it went down lower. It actually can tell that even though it might be looking like it's going up, the numbers indicate otherwise, and that it is most likely be going down from here, which is really interesting. And based on that, we can generate our trading plan around what the scanner is telling us. Note also that the scanner is just an indicator, a kind of indicator, and it is not the decision itself to trade. That's something for us traders to do, and we have to normally look for some kind of confirmation that that indeed is a correct call. So ultimately, the responsibility still rests with us on what we want to do, how we want to trade. Just want to make that clear, because the scanner is a tool, and we cannot totally outsource the decision making to the tool. We still have to make that decision ourselves. Um, Above here, we have this speaker icon. If we click it and it turns green, it's going to start making a sound every time there is a um, alert. Over here, we have our different groups. So we can click, for example, on Mag 7, and it will show us all the different stocks in the Magnificent Seven. Amazon, um, so we're showing Amazon is leading a six stock surge, and it's bullish. So if we look at Amazon here, Yeah, Amazon is looking pretty good right now. It's 3.4% up. And again, it's it's above the 9 EMA, the 21 EMA, and also the VWAP. That's really looking good. So maybe around here is a good point to get into Amazon right now. And depending on your style, you could easily get in and then get out and make a quick profit right here. And you can buy the stock or you can buy some options. And the only thing that we need to be careful is the whipsaw if it suddenly reverses down. So over here, we can change the sort of the ticker. So this one here is the natural sort, and it shows you the tickers that have the biggest change, either positive or negative. So these are actually the absolute values. It doesn't care about the sign, but it just sorts them according to their magnitude. So right now, APGE is 17.75% up, while CYN is negative 11.31%. So at a glance, you can see here which ones are moving fast. And you can see from the graph here as you move that the graph is updating. These ones we can't see because it's off screen, so we need to like really scale it. There, there it is. It's really so way up that we can't even see it. It's so high up above the others. Okay, there it is. So right away you can see that APGE is so much higher compared to the rest, and that's really very useful. Right now, um, if you are a trader and you definitely need a scanner because if you don't have a scanner, one of the problems you're confronted with is you don't know what stock to trade. And of course, you can look at the news, but the news doesn't really give you that breadth and also the depth of the news, you know. So a scanner is uh, really required, really mandatory, if you ask me. So, but the problem is that some of these scanners actually cost quite a bit of money, and you need to pay quite a bit in terms of subscription if you want to use some really good ones. So that's why I thought that maybe it's a good thing for me to live stream my scanner so that other people like you guys who might be interested in trading can actually take a look in the morning and see what's happening, and you can see what tickers are showing up on the scanner, and if you ask me, we can do a deep dive on any of these stickers that's showing up, that's having some activity on them. Bloom Energy, bullish extended. Bitminer, bullish extended. GFI, Celsius, Salesforce.com, Broadcom. Oh, they're all looking good. AVGO. Oh, but it's starting to go down. I don't know if I want to try that. It just broke the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA, and it's now headed towards VWAP. That's not a very convincing graph right there. So I'll probably take a pass on that one. So let's look for a good trade, see if we can find one. Albemarle is looking really good. Look at that, 7.7%. Look at that. That's a pretty nice curve right there. Maybe we can take a look at the news on Albemarle. Why is it going up quite a bit? That's a pretty good looking graph right there. Let me go to my, right now, QQQ is up 1.86%. SPX is up 1.77%. VIX is down 8.74%. That's a 24.44. So that's pretty good. That's not um, that's not very high volatility at all. That's pretty okay. I mean, relatively speaking, let's look at the last 4 days. Wow, it was actually quite high this morning. It was at the 30s, and now it's at 24. That's a big jump. I wonder what happened there. Take a look at the news and see what happened in the news. Says U.S. stock futures drop in 4-week fall as Trump issues Iran ultimatum. All right, so if the U.S. stock futures drop, that means yeah, the stock market is going to go down because that's what the futures market does. Okay. Trump tells CNBC we are very intent on making a deal with Iran. The Dow opened 800 points at the open. Okay. Maybe that's the reason why we have this big drop in the VIX. Look at the SP 500. Yeah, this story tells everything. If you look at this is the heat map for the SP 500, and there's a lot of green. Uh, Recently, the last few days of last week, and even maybe the week before that, it's mostly all red. And indeed, this is good. The market is a little bit more optimistic than previously. Okay, so let's take a look at. I can take a look at the news on Albemarle and let's see what's going on with that. Okay, it's up 6.95% earlier after announcing expanded debt restructuring efforts. You see, so it's if you guys have any questions about what you see in the scanner, let me know, okay? And then uh, we can talk about that. Oh, I didn't tell you. This is the what we call the now strip, and it's telling you exactly what tickers are actually moving right now, like notable ones. So booking here is up and it's consolidating. Amgen, same thing. Bloom Energy, FedEx, Intuitive Surgical, Circle is down. Robinhood, yeah. So as they come in, this one changes. So this is basically what's happening right now. If you want to look at the, maybe you can see. I have only two of them, crypto, so it's not showing a whole lot. Albemarle still looking very strong. 8.63%. Maybe we'll get into Albemarle. Let's look at uh, other stocks that are moving as strong as Albemarle. This Albemarle is really going. Yeah, Albemarle, I think, takes the cake. Although it's going down now, but I think, let's see what it says here. Okay, so Albemarle is at 9:45, it was developing bullish. At 9:51, it was confirmed. 2 minutes later, it's saying it's already extended. So this might be, it could be too late to get in when it's already extended. That's one possibility, or it can still continue, but this is the point where you kind of a little bit, be cautious. Confirmed is great. That's really the time to enter. But when you get to the extended period, you just have to you know, be a little bit circumspect. So it's consolidated. It's consolidating. It's up. There's a surge. There's a 25 times X. I think this is something to do with the volume is higher than the normal one, and and I think it does show here the volume. Let me see if I can. Yeah, the volume here is 164. It says here in the tooltip right here. So that's normally in lots. So that's like 16,400 shares traded this minute at 10:15 a.m. So let's see if we're going to make the trade or not. Let's see how it does. But it's already quite extended at 8.34. Normally, when stocks go this high, that's already their summit. That's the highest they'll go. Although sometimes you get some that trade above 10%, even more. But but I'd say that if you reach around 9, 10%, you're pretty much up there already. So we don't know whether this still has more legs or not. So maybe we'll keep an eye on that, and then we'll keep watching and see if there's something else. CrowdStrike, bullish extended. Critical metals, bullish extended. American Towers, bearish. Applied Digital bullish. Goldman Sachs. First Solar bearish. Boston Scientific. Celsius, Bitminer, Salesforce, Bloom Energy, Broadcom, Diamondback is bullish developing. Oh, look at FANG. Okay, it's not as great. It would be great if it's going up like this, but when it starts going down, that's not very encouraging. Above here, this line, the scanner identifies this as a swing high, and this one is a swing low, meaning those are the points where the curve changes directions. So if you can see here, it's going up and then it started going down. So so that's a swing point. It's an inflection point, basically. So what do you think, guys? If you are trading this, which ones do you like? Which stocks are grabbing you right now that we could trade or you could trade for yourself? Lam Research, bearish developing. That's a semi company right there. Lam Research. Oh, cool, Jordan. Okay, I was thinking of Albemarle, but I'm just a little bit not so sure about uh, it being up so much already. So that's when let's go back to ooh, there's Koru is another big gapper. It's 18.82%. That's pretty. You see that, guys? Yeah, Koru is up big too, yeah. APGE, Koru, and then Albemarle is right here, together with Gold. But I wonder what Koru. I'm not so familiar about Koru. So let's take a look. One thing you should look is that what you should do is look it up, right? Don't just trade something you don't know. So this is direction daily, South Korea bull 3x shares. So this is a leveraged thing. It doesn't say if it's an ETF or not. But yeah, the 3x means that it's leveraged three times. It's a direction fund. It doesn't say it's an ETF. I, I don't see any real news about this. But what is it? Let's look at the profile. The fund invests 80% in financial instruments, swap agreements, securities, ETFs to track the index. Oh, here it is. It is designed to measure the performance of the large and mid-cap segments of the South Korean equity market. I see. I wonder what's going on with Korea in terms of their equity market. Why it's up so big? So it is on the larger side, this fund, and it is a blend. So it's a combination of value and growth. Okay, I think that's useful to know. How about APGE? Let's take a look at APGE. What's going on with APGE? Apogee Therapeutics. Oh man, biotechnology companies are really so very hard to trade because this is like nothing, like 19.54% up for today. That's nothing for biotech companies because they really go up high hard and then go down hard. And they're notoriously difficult to trade. One day they'll be up because of an FDA approval, and then the next day, they're down because FDA rejected a trial or something. So sometimes I don't really want to touch it. But Albemarle is totally different. Actually, it's one of my stocks I talked about in my newsletter, Albemarle. This one is one of those solid companies. It's in basic materials. Charlotte, North Carolina is where they are. And then if we energy storage solutions worldwide. So they handle energy storage, specialties, and kitchen, whatever that is. Clean fuels, right? So in terms of capitalization, let's look at the capitalization. It's 19 point, it's like $20 billion. So it's a big company. It's big. Earnings per share is negative $5.77. So there's no PE. If you look at the 1 year graph, it's pretty much going. So it's a pretty good company, I think. Average volume is pretty good. Uh, what's the float? Okay, there's the 117 million shares. That's the float. And earlier, what is the average shares traded per day? Average volume. Here, average volume. That's not a whole lot. Average volume 3 months 2.83 million, 10 days 1.88. That's like only 1%, 1 to 2%, 2%, around 2% trades. That means a lot of holders, a lot of people are holding it. They're not really selling it so much. That means it's a pretty stable company. Maybe that's not such a bad trade. What we can do, if Albemarle is, it's up 8.12%. I don't know if there are options on it. Let's see if there are options on Albemarle. ALB. Okay, March 27th, that's this coming Friday, is the first expiration. Let me see. Yeah, that's a weekly. The regular one is April 17th. Uh, if I want to put money on it, I will buy an option. But what I can do is if I'm interested in a credit, and since it's gone up quite a bit already, 8.33%, right now it's trading at 169.84. What? Let's take a look at what is a good strike if I would like to sell a put, right? Normally, I don't want to be so close to the of the money. Normally, I'll take a 1.6 or 1.4 standard deviation, but there's no premium for it for 4 days. It's too close. The implied volatility is 75.1%. So I might have to go further out. If I take 10 days, which is the week after this week, okay, I can sell. Ooh, the spreads are a little bit big. I wonder if I can. Okay, let's look at the option chain here. See, this guy is the option chain for Albemarle. If I have for April 2, 10 days from now, Albemarle is trading at 170.42, up by $13.62. It's 8.69% up. So here is that the money. If I want to sell, I take, let's say, 1.3 standard deviation, and let's say that is far away enough so it is safe, right? The spread is like a hundred, like a 94 cents difference, or $94 if you multiply it by 100, because an option has 100 shares. So that's a big spread. That means that there's not a lot of liquidity here. It's such a wide spread. If you go down further, if you go down here, there's a lot more open interest, and there's a little bit more volume. here 132 volume compared to 71 open interest. That means all of that happened just now, today. This is like half of this, a little bit more than half. So a lot of people, uh, bought puts here, and that's probably indicating that they're hedging. Maybe because it's gone up so much, they want to protect some of that gain, so they buy puts here. Implied volatility is 65.3% at the money. Okay. Uh, I wouldn't want to sell a put option here though. That's way too close. Uh, that is if I don't really intend to hold the shares. But if my intent is to really hold the shares, yeah, maybe I'll go for it because, hey, I'm gonna be buying it cheaper at a discount, cheaper than the $170. I'll be buying at, let's say, 167.5. So I get some discount there in the price of the shares. And then I get paid the premium, which is 410. Ooh, that's another wide spread right here. So the spread of Albemarle is not really that good. It's not very liquid. I don't wanna go trade something not liquid. We want to trade very liquid ones. I've been looking into an iron condor. Excuse me, I have some kind of my allergies is kind of like making it hard for me to talk. But I've been looking into iron condors, and SPX is one iron condor I'm looking at. Actually, spent some time developing a program to figure out what is the best iron condor for different tickers, specifically for SPX, and that's the SP 500 index. And I think that one is really looking promising. So I'll share with you what that is later, maybe next time. Uh, but some people trade the SP 500 index, but that's really very costly, and that is really for people who have a lot of you know their account is big. So there's one person in the internet who's trading large quantities, large contracts of SP 500 index, and the exposure is just so big. And I don't know, it's kind of scary to be putting at risk such a large amount of money. So sometimes when you're trading, it's not so much that how much money you make. You have to relate that to the amount of risk that you took in order to make that money. So even if you make $30,000 in a trade, but then you put $500,000 at risk, then that's not so great. If you make $100 and you put in only, I don't know, $120, that's awesome, right? So it really depends. You have to take things, into context. So, okay. Let's look at what happened to Albemarle. Yeah, Albemarle has started to kind of like go sideways. So that's good that we didn't do the trade because earlier we're saying let's see, let's watch, and indeed it went down and then it recovered a bit, but now it's going sideways. Let's go for 5 minutes. Yeah, pretty much going sideways. 10 minutes, it's even more sideways. There you go. It's going sideways now. Okay, so oh, coin, right? Bitcoin is up today, up big today. Yeah, see, Bitcoin is up today. That's why Coinbase is also up big. Let's look at Coinbase. It's all right. It's not that big. It's 2%, $4.14. That looks like it's dying down. That's all right. Nothing to write home about. MicroStrategy or strategy is leading a two-stock surge in Vara, but it's bearish confirmed. See, let's look at the graph. Look at the details here. Developing, bearish confirmed, bearish confirmed. It says here, consider exit, confirmed reversal. All right, so it is going down. So, so that's not so good. It's not a good candidate. Dollar Tree, ooh, silver, it's also developing. Eli Lilly. I mean, the scanner is like giving us a lot of stocks to look at, right? So if you don't have a scanner, then you don't know these things are happening. So that's I wanted to share to you guys the scanner so that you have an idea. And tomorrow I will be doing the same. I will probably be doing a live stream for the scanner for like an hour or maybe an hour or 2 hours. Uh, but for today, maybe we will finish in 15 minutes and I will continue with my training after that. But for today, I wanted to show you what the scanner looks like and what it's good for, what you can use it for, and how it can help you trade. So let me know. Do you guys have any questions? Depending on your interest level, we can go into the design of the scanner, if that's you're interested more on the technical, or if not, you want to talk a little bit more on the on the kind of patterns. For example, in day trading, there are a number of patterns that we follow, like ABCD pattern, bull flag momentum, and a bunch of things, bottom reversal, and so on and so forth, mid reversal, so on and so forth. So if you're interested in those, we can talk about those next time. What day trading patterns you guys would like to go into? Oh, Nebius. I have a position on Nebius, and I have a cash secured put on that. Uh, I bought I sold the March 27 104 put, and let me see, what is it trading now? Look at the stock. It's trading at $118.13. So I'm $35 positive. So that's good. But that's gonna be this Friday. If Nebius doesn't go down to 104, if it stays up above 104, I get to collect the full $100.21. So maybe I'll hold on to that. And then I have a bear call on Nebius, March 27. I sold the 124 call for $2.29. So that's $229. And then I bought the 134 call for $71. So my net premium is I paid out $100.58. So so as long as Levius doesn't go higher than $124, actually it's a bear call, so I received $158. I get to keep that $158. So that's one contract. So that's not bad. So maybe I'll hold that. So I'm positive there. I mean, I'm gaining there, even though it shows us, right now it shows up as negative $25 in unrealized gain. It's actually positive, even though uh, it's momentarily negative for now. And then I have a bear call on RTX, and that one is positive also. Right, that one is getting money there because RTX right now is what price? RTX is at 198, and my bear call is I sold at 205 call, so that's short, and then a 210 call long. So that means for as long as RTX is below $205, I get to keep that $73 premium that I sold. So that's good. So, okay, guys, I think that's it for me for today. That's our live stream. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you join me again. And I hope that our live stream will become bigger. Uh, I just started the YouTube channel, and this is our inaugural uh, video or live stream. So let's. I hope that it gets. We continue and gets better and gets bigger, and and a lot more subscribers. And so please go ahead and like, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay. All right. Goodbye.